Hi guys, it's Kristen here. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to make caramel covered apples and chocolate covered apples. So it's going to be a really yummy video today. Alright, so first I'm going to teach you guys how to do the caramel covered apples. For this recipe, all you'll need is apples. I'm using the Granny Smith apples. Peanuts. You'll need caramel. Now you can buy these from any grocery store or bulk store and it will be pre-packaged and you'll just unwrap it. If you can buy it in bulk, that's even better. And then you'll need milk. So, before we begin, I just want to let you guys know that you need to make sure your apples are nice and cool so that the caramel will stick on it properly and it doesn't drip. So, what I would recommend is putting the apples in the fridge for about 20 to 30 minutes before you start your recipe. This way it's nice and cool and you don't have to worry about the caramel drooping. Alright, so I already took my apples out of the fridge. So now I'm ready to put the caramel on it and basically prepare it for being covered in caramel and peanuts. So what you need to do is take your apple and take the stem out of the apple, like so. And you're going to do this for all of your apples because you're going to put a stick in it. And for this, I'm going to be using a skewer stick that looks like this. This is the stick that's going to be holding up my apple when I'm ready to bite into it. But you can also use lollipop sticks like this one. I'm just going to be using this one because I like it. It's a little longer. So now that I've taken out the stem, I'm just going to put the skewer right in the same spot where the stem was. It's a little bit hard, so you're going to have to kind of work it in. But once you get it in, it's nice and solid. Perfect. So you're going to do this with all of your apples. Alright, now that all of your skewers are in place in your apple, you're going to want to heat up your caramel. So in order to do this, you'll need your spoon, a tablespoon, and you're going to put 2 tablespoons of milk into your caramel. And then we're going to put this into the microwave. Alright guys, so now our caramel is all ready and creamy out of the microwave. I stirred it for a while so that I could make everything the same texture because it was a little bit lumpy and you want it to be nice and smooth. So you got something that looks like this. Oh, it's so delicious. I love it. It's just, oh, it's great. So you just want to stir it still and just leave it for about maybe 30 seconds to prepare your apples. It's a little bit hot, so just leave it for a little bit. Alright, so I just want to let you guys know a little bit about the peanuts. The peanuts I'm using are unsalted peanuts. However, you can use salted peanuts if you prefer. I just rather stay away from all that salt. I've had a lot lately. So I actually cut them up, but you don't have to do that. You can leave them chunkier, but just keep in mind it might be a little bit heavy on the apple. So I cut them up so that it's nice and nicely fine on the apple and it sticks on easier. So yeah. Alright, so take your first apple and you're going to dip it into your caramel. And you're just going to like do it nice and just roll it all around. It's going to cover the whole thing. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, can you guys see this? Delicious. Just cover up everywhere. If you have any like little spots. It's a little bit heavy because it's a lot, so just keep that in mind when you're stirring it. But you're going to get it covering up everything. It's going to just, oh my god, it's going to look so amazing. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I got a little bit more on it again. It's okay. Can't go wrong with more caramel, right? Right? And it looks so good. You can always just, it's totally fine if it looks like this because you're dipping this baby into your peanuts. And you're going to see a nice, great dip. So now that it's done and it's already dipped into the peanuts, you're going to take it and you're going to place it into your baking sheet. Make sure you use your wax paper like this. I've already set up and I'm just dipping it right on there. Perfect. Looks amazing. See, all of the apples are covered in the caramel and I've set them on the baking tray and the peanuts are on the bottom. But I just wanted to say that The peanuts are optional. If you don't like peanuts or you're allergic, you don't need to put them on. You can definitely just leave it with the caramel and it will taste just as great. It's yummy. The peanuts just add an extra crunch and I really like it. In fact, I actually covered one of my apples in the back, if you can see. I covered a little bit more with some of the peanuts just because I wanted more of a crunchy taste. But at the end of the day, it's really more of a preference. If you don't want that much peanuts, you don't have to put a lot on. Whatever you prefer is what you gotta do. So now that it's already set on the baking tray, I'm gonna place my apples into the fridge for 30 minutes and I'll show you what they look like when they're done. Alright guys, so you guys now know how to make your caramel covered apples. Now I'm gonna show you how to make the chocolate covered apples. So all you'll need is your Granny Smith apples, chocolate chips, and your peanuts. Again, I'm having mine sliced down and grinded just to make it a little bit easier for the apple. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna de-stem the apple like before. And take them out. And you're gonna put your skewers in. I'm gonna use the same skewers, but like I said before, you can definitely use the lollipop skewers. Just push them in. It's gonna be a little bit rough. It's sometimes a little hard, but get them in nice and good. Voila. I like my French. I know a little. Alrighty. Stick the other one in. Okay, so like I said before, apples must be in the fridge just so that it can make it a little bit easier when you want to dip it into the chocolate, because you don't want it to droop. You want it to stay nice and you want it to be nicely coated on the apple. So make sure again you have the apples inside of the fridge. Here is our chocolates. I love these. These ones are cheaper. I got them at the bulk store than buying Hershey Kisses. So if you're opting for milk chocolates, you don't actually have to go and invest in expensive chocolate. You can go for something like this, which is a lot cheaper. If not, you can use anything you really want. This is just what I'm using, but you can definitely use Hershey's, Snickers, or anything that you think is going to taste delicious. You can mix chocolates, go crazy. This is the time to go crazy. All right, so anyways, we got our chocolate. I'm going to melt this, okay? So put it in the microwave now. Here you go. It is nice and melted. You're just going to want to stir it in a little bit more so that it's not chunky. You want it to be the same consistency. All right, it looks like it's nice and smooth and completely ready for the apples. Ooh, I cannot wait for this. Yummy. So I'm just going to take the excess chocolate and just drip it off and, you know, maybe save this for later. Put it aside. Alright guys, so now that our creamy milk chocolatey goodness is now ready for the apples, you're going to take your apple that's on the skewer and you're going to just dip it in and go crazy. You want to cover that whole baby up. I'm going to again take the peanuts that I set aside that I used for my caramel. I added extra because it was low, but I'm going to take it and dip it in this and just dip it in. You can cover it up a little bit more if you want, because it will taste delicious, but you don't have to. As you can see, it is nice. And I'm actually gonna, I put my tray right here, so I'm just gonna put the chocolate on, and we're gonna just place it beside your caramel, and we're gonna do the next one. Okay. So, as I mentioned before, with the caramel, you can set them aside for 30 minutes in the fridge, but if you're making the chocolate, then you can put them in the fridge in the meanwhile, or you can just wait and then make your chocolate and then set them aside. Into the fridge. They will both go in for 30 minutes, and when they're done, they are delicious. I mean, honestly, delicious. You're gonna love it. So I'm gonna put them in the fridge now, and I'll show you what the finished product looks like. All right, guys, so I've taken the apples out of the fridge, and they look delicious. They are really, really nicely solidly coated, as you can see. These are the caramels, and this is the chocolate. Oh, it looks great. I'm super, super thrilled with the way they turned out. So, they are ready to be eaten. And I think these are just great treats for any time, honestly. They're so yummy, they're easy to make. Great for Halloween, honestly. This is definitely the thing you want to do. This is what you want to do for Halloween. And also you can just do it for parties you're having, entertainment, or just, you know, if you want to roll up on the couch and have a snack. Something easy to make, very fast and delicious. I love it, it's great, and yeah, I think I'm gonna bite into one right now. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and share with others. Stay tuned for next week when I have my new video up. Take care. Bye.